February the 8th, 2022. The Public Works Department public tree removal notice of Takoma Park, Maryland says that this tree is dead and they're here to remove it. This tree is around this pole and they're coming to remove only 2 trees, even though you see the trees in the wires. This is why this government of Takoma Park, Maryland needs to be revamped and bring in a real government. They're saying that this tree is dead and that it needs to be removed. Instead of cutting all the trees that are in this line, whoever their tree person is comes out here, picks and chooses what tree he wants to cut down, even though that tree is not dead. I don't know how he became an arbor, but he doesn't know dead trees from live trees. This tree here is in the wires. They're not cutting it down. They have 2 little signs. One sign is right there on the orange tree that they came out and spray painted. This is just a waste of money. Taxpayers' money in this town. They come out, they spray paint the little trees. This tree is not dead. Even though that's what their sign is saying, has been determined to be dead or hazardous and will be removed. But yet and still, look at the hazardous of all the rest of these trees in the wires. Let me back up so you can see it a little. In the wires. This is picking and choosing, half doing jobs in this government. This tree here is all in the wires. We come down here, this tree is hanging out all by itself in a lonesome. But yet and still, it's not a hazardous. Then we come down to this tree. This tree here has been sprayed and there's a sign in front of it. By the tree arbor. Urban forest manager of Takoma Park has no idea about what's dead and what's a hazard, because now as you see the wires going through this tree, but yet and still you have 2 or 3 more branches down this way, the same circumstances, they're not cutting. It's just a waste of taxpayers' dollars. Here's a tree here, all in the wires, but yet and still they're not going to trim it back, and it's not dead. All these wires should be trimmed. All these trees should be trimmed off of these wires because they're hazardous. But yet and still, in this government of Takoma Park, Maryland, to waste taxpayers' dollars, they pick and choose what they're gonna do. As you see this tree, all in the wires. This tree, but it's not spray painted pink. You don't have to cut the whole tree down. You just have to cut the the limbs off of the wires. But for some reason, the elevator has not left the basement of these government officials in this state, because they do the most dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. This tree, all it needs to do is be cut back away from this pole and the wires. But they have deemed it to be cut all the way down. As you see this tree, the limbs come out on the wires, but it's not marked to be cut at all. Again, it has been deemed so everybody can see it, determined to be dead or hazardous. The only hazard it is with this tree is it's in the wires, and there are several other trees that are in the wire that are not being cut. This is this government that you people elect to spend your tax dollars doing dumb shit. These people done been out here about 4 or 5 times. Instead of doing the job right the first time, they sent 3 other people spending big money. Look how they just chopped this tree like a finger sticking out there. Instead of just cutting it right there, they decided to cut down trees that had nothing to do with the wires and leave trees. I mean, the elevators don't go all the way up. There should be a serious test to be a government official or to hold a government job, because there's something wrong with these people in this state. This tree that's been marked is deemed to be a hazardous, or it deemed to be dead. And it's not dead, so the only hazard is it's in the wires. Unbelievable. In the state of Maryland, they come out, this tree was way back here. This tree was right here. Right there. And the wires are way over there, approximately 15 feet away. And I guess they deemed this to be dead or hazardous, and it was nowhere near the wires. They're just spending you guys' money just to spend it, to say that they're doing a job. And as you see, these wires are clear from the trees. And that's what it should be, going all the way around. Stay tuned. Oh, one more thing. Let me go down here and see what date. They say they're going to be down here to cut these 2 trees, which probably cost them a couple of grand to cut just these 2 trees. From the 14th to the 25th, somebody's going to be out here to cut 2 trees down, making close to probably $5,000. You people in Takoma Park need to really think about changing your administration and get some serious people out here to run your town, and stop spending your money on foolishness. Later.